We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Wesley Dodds' The Sandman, Issue 1. This is a mini-series from DC Comics in 2023, written by Robert Venditti, art by Riley Rossmo, colors by Ivan Plascencia, letters by Tom Napolitano, cover by Riley Rossmo and Ivan Plascencia, associate editor Marquis Draper, edited by Andrew Marino, group editor Katie Kubert. So we get a brief introduction to the Sandman, where he is fighting some crime, and he gets a guy to confess by giving him sort of nightmares with this mist that he concocted, and we're told about his nightmares and how they're very predictive, and also some of the dreams he has that aren't nightmares that are sort of predicting the Justice Society. And he also has a nightmare about his father and the Great War and the horrors that he experienced there. We also meet Humphreys, his butler slash manservant, and how Wesley is trying to get a sleep agent working. He's had some trouble with that. Now he tries to sell the sleep agent to the military, but they're not interested because dead enemies are easier to manage than captives. And the colonel that he meets with is kind of a jerk, but he's not necessarily wrong in the logistics of things. It's just that Wesley is thinking of things through an academic lens, not a battlefield practicality one. So he rejects Wesley and kind of insults him a lot at the same time. So to make up for it, his friend Wheeler, who did the introduction, invites him to a very classy soiree where he meets a man named Rex Tyler. If you don't know who that is, you should probably Google that, and the Justice Society as a whole. Well, not to be outdone, the Sandman goes out to fight some crime, so he ends up experiencing a personal tragedy as a result of his nocturnal activities, but I don't think that's going to dissuade Wesley Dodds. Now, there are a few flaws with the story. Obviously, the military would quickly figure out that the man running around with a gas mask and sleep canisters is probably connected to the person that just tried to sell them a sleep agent. Also, he's not trying real hard to protect his secret identity. He's wearing his Sandman trench coat when he goes back to find out about the devastating cliffhanger at the end, so it's not like it would be super difficult to piece one and one together. Overall, the cover's okay. It does relate to what's going on. I don't know why he's holding that gas gun up so high for some reason, but you do get kind of an idea. It is just a pin-up, but it does sort of relate to what's going on in the book, and it's okay. I don't like the color tones. It's a little too soft for what they're doing. Should be a little more stark with the lighting, because this is supposed to be at night, so the light areas that are hitting the gas should probably be a little brighter and the rest a little darker. And that's kind of a theme throughout the book, is the coloring is just a little off for the time of day they're portraying. Overall, a good job. My main complaint is the art style. I absolutely hate this kind of cartoony bendy arm nonsense where everything looks very loosey, like nobody actually has any bone structure because they can slightly elongate their limbs as needed to flail around randomly. It's a bit uncanny valley. Also, it's a little too much like Chester Gould. This is not a daily comic strip. You can actually make people look proportionate and human, and I don't like the way everybody looks sort of disproportionate and exaggerated. I think it hurts the book. The time for this style of art was about 60 years ago. I think it's run its course for the majority of the audience. I don't really understand why this art was being used for a superhero book. It doesn't make a lot of sense. If you want to do a detective noir book, you probably need to be a little bit more grounded in reality, especially with a superhero. So I don't like the art just because it looks so disproportionate and almost comical in a way. It's not meant to be taken seriously, and it's just too over the top for what they're trying to do. So I like the story, but the art really holds it back, and it's just not an appropriate style for the type of book they're doing. So I was really disappointed with that. So I don't know if I'm going to pick up another issue. I might pick up one more. It is a mini series, but that art is just such a hindrance to the storyline. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.